Good afternoon, I'm Mai Rodriguez. Today on Newsfeed at noon, Muslims here and abroad gather to celebrate Eid'l Fitr, which marks the end of Ramadan. Prince Harry accused of harassment and bullying by the chairwoman of a charity. Boxing pride from Bukidnon, Melvin Jerusalem successfully defends his WBC crown against Japan's Yudai Shigeoka. And a look at this year's ToyCon Summer Prelude in Okada, Manila. Thanks for joining us. Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim brothers and sisters. Today, members of the community are gathering to celebrate Eid'l Fitr, which marks the end of Ramadan. The video there on your screens was taken in Quirino Grandstand this morning. In a message, President Bongbong Marcos says the event is more than a celebration. It is also a testament to our desire for shared humanity, strengthening bonds of family and friendship. He also hopes this will serve as an inspiration to extend our hands in service, uplift those in need, and help find joy in those who seek it. Muslims abroad also gathering for festivities. In Malaysia, a traditional cannon firing was held to the excitement of villagers. The event dates back to 1937 and was originally used to scare wild animals away from the area during Eid celebrations. In Qatar, thousands of worshippers rushed before sunrise to the Education City Stadium. The facility hosted 8 matches during the FIFA World Cup in 2022.
The festival of Eid is, mashallah, very beautiful. We always pray that such a beautiful experience and such a livelihood, brotherhood should prevail all across the world, especially for the brothers and sisters of Palestine, Syria, Sudan, India, wherever people are in trouble. May we all pray to God, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that they all be blessed with iman, with peace and blessing all across the world.
And in Gaza, Palestinians performed their prayers next to the Khulafa Mosque, which has been heavily damaged by the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. The Eid prayers are a poignant reminder of the community's strength and unity in the face of adversity. An already staggering death toll still rising as Myanmar reels from Friday's powerful earthquake. Around 1,700 people are now confirmed dead, with at least 300 still missing. Hospitals are also overwhelmed as 3,400 were injured from the magnitude 7.7 quake. Myanmar's junta appealing for international aid. India, China, and Thailand among the first to respond, sending rescue teams and relief aid. Despite a pause in foreign funding, the United States has pledged $2 million in aid through humanitarian organizations based in Myanmar. A rocket launched by a private European aerospace company in Norway crashes into the sea and explodes 40 seconds later. The unmanned Spectrum rocket by Isar Aerospace was billed as the first attempt at an orbital flight to originate from Europe. Despite being short-lived, the company described the flight as a success, saying the test produced extensive data that its team can learn from. Isar Aerospace is among the global players in the satellite launch that includes SpaceX of the world's richest man, Elon Musk. A royal controversy unfolding after Prince Harry is accused of harassment and bullying at scale. The accuser, Sophie Chanduka, the chairperson of Sentebale, a charity co-founded by the Duke of Sussex. It was created in 2006 in honor of Harry's mother, Princess Diana, to help young people in Africa affected by HIV and AIDS. Harry left the organization last week to show support for the Board of Trustees, which also resigned over differences with Chanduka.
Really, what Prince Harry wanted to do was to eject me from the organization, and this went on for months. It went on for months through bullying, harassment. I have documentation. At some point on Tuesday, Prince Harry authorized the release of a damaging piece of news to the outside world without informing me, or my country directors, or my executive director. And can you imagine what that attack has done for me, on me, and the 540 individuals in the Centre Valley organizations and their families?
Harry or his wife Meghan have yet to respond to the allegations. As the May 12 midterm polls draws closer, the COMELEC ramps up preparations to ensure a smooth and secure voting process. One key step is the pre-election logic and accuracy tests. Our mobile journalist Joan Manalo joins us on the line from Laguna to tell us more about this. Joan, go ahead.
Mai, the COMELEC earlier conducted a walkthrough of its pre-election logic and accuracy test, or PRELAT, in Binyan, Laguna. According to COMELEC Chairman George Erwin Garcia, 47,000 out of the 110,000 automated counting machines have already undergone PRELAT, a crucial process that ensures their reliability before Election Day. Garcia explained that the PRELAT is an assessment of all components of the automated counting machines, covering both hardware and software. This includes source codes, modems, security keys, ballots, and printers. Chairman Garcia emphasizes that this testing phase is critical to preventing machine malfunctions or failures during the actual polls. Through PRELAT, the COMELEC can immediately detect and address any technical issues before the machines are delivered to polling centers in the second week of April. The machines are also subjected to inspection by the Technical Evaluation Committee, or the TEC, headed by the Department of Science and Technology. COMELEC will also conduct an inspection of the official ballots for deployment in its Santa Rosa warehouse today. Mai?
Joan, what exactly will the Technical Evaluation Committee do, and when will their inspection be completed?
Mai, the TEC will certify the machines, confirming their readiness for deployment. COMELEC expects that the TEC certification will be completed within the week. Mai?
Thank you, Joan Manalo, reporting to us from Laguna. ICC Assistant to Counsel Cristina Conti hits back at Vice President Sara Duterte after the VP downplayed the number of deaths in her father's brutal drug war. Hanati reports.
Former President Rodrigo Duterte has asked his supporters not to interfere in his case before the International Criminal Court. That's according to Vice President Sara Duterte.
Hayaan natin ang kanyang mga abogado at ang korte mismo magdesisyon kung ano ang mangyayari o ano ang susundin kaparte ng proseso ng korte.
Supporters, she says, are free to express themselves, but should not comment on the merits of the case, especially when it comes to complainants who filed charges against the former president at the ICC. Duterte is facing charges of crimes against humanity in connection with his anti-drug campaign during his term. The ICC's investigation covers the period from 2011 to 2019, including alleged links to the Davao Death Squad and Tokhang operations. According to human rights groups, the death toll could be as high as 300,000. VP Sara then questioned the basis of the case, asking how killings could be deemed systematic if no names of victims were presented. It was on March 24 when the ICC prosecutor submitted 181 pieces of evidence as part of the pre-trial phase in Duterte's case. VP Sara said the evidence only mentioned 43 counts of murder and that it did not even reach 50. She then issued a sharp remark.
Where is the system there of killing thousands? No. So sorry. Bobo yung abogado nila.
Attorney Cristina Conti of Bayan did not let that pass. She urged VP Sara to bring her arguments directly to the ICC and see if the tribunal will take her word. The 181 pieces of evidence are not names of victims. They consist of witness statements, documents, and other records that help establish patterns of killings. In crimes against humanity, it is not necessary to name every single victim. The focus is on the modus operandi, how the killings were carried out, who ordered them, and whether they followed a deliberate system or policy.
So now it's more than a question of numbers, because when we look at numbers, it feels as if you devalue the humans whose lives have been lost or dehumanized.
Hannah T., Billionario News Channel.
Among the Filipinos who have been showing support for Rodrigo Duterte in The Hague is Senator Robin Padilla. In an exclusive interview with At the Forefront host attorney Karen Jimeno, Padilla described his trip as a learning opportunity. He also decried the need to bring the former president to justice in a foreign land.
Yan po ang opinion ng lahat ng Pinoy. Okay, hindi po yan opinion ng abogado, hindi po yan opinion ng tinatawag natin mga legal minds, okay? Opinion po yan ng bawat Pilipino. Tayo ay malayang bansa, tayo may kasarilan, tayo may kalayaan, tayo may gobyerno. Nakakatawa naman yun, ma'am. Oo, sana lang maintindihan noong mga tinatawag natin intellectual kung ano yung point ng mga taong common man.
The senator also revealed that while he's in The Hague, Vice President Sara Duterte wants him to focus on campaigning for the midterm elections. He also says, should he win, this will be his last term for the sake of his family.
Yung sacrifice na ginagawa niyo po.
Kaya ayoko na.
Hindi na, bakit po hindi na worth it?
Ayaw naman magbago ng Pilipino. Huwag tayo matakot sa bago. Yun lang po yung point ko. Ano ba tayo? Ayaw nyo ba magkaroon ng mga leader na hindi naman sikat, pero magagaling? O, maging parliamentary tayo. Magkaroon tayo ng prime minister na pagkapalpak, pwede nating tanggalin bukas.
Antipolo Police now has in custody a suspect who shot 4 people in a road rage incident yesterday. The 28-year-old man tried to flee in his SUV but was intercepted during a hot pursuit operation. He claims he was just defending himself after motorcycle riders allegedly assaulted him. Antipolo City Mayor June Inares says among the victims was the suspect's live-in partner. Investigators are still trying to determine the root cause of the road rage, which happened along Marcos Highway. The suspect faces complaints for frustrated homicide and violation of gun laws amid a nationwide election gun ban. We're taking a quick break. Up ahead, Game of Thrones star Ian Glenn shares a look of him on set of the upcoming biopic Kazan. That and more when Newsfeed at Noon returns. You're back on Newsfeed at Noon. The Agriculture and Trade Departments inspect wet markets and groceries in the metro amid the implementation of a maximum SRP on imported rice and ongoing price controls on pork. Paolo Barcelon is on the scene for us at the DA's office in Quezon City for the details. Paolo, what did authorities say about the prices of basic goods?
Good afternoon, Mai. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel said that he is not discounting the possibility of sanctioning pork traders who continue to sell pork liempo or belly at prices higher than the MSRP. This after he found some wet market stalls still selling pork belly at over 380 pesos per kilo. Laurel says the DA will hold another meeting with pork industry stakeholders this afternoon to address why prices are still high. For her part, Trade Secretary Cristina Aldeguer Roque said that the DTI will continue price monitoring and ensure price caps on basic goods are thoroughly implemented. This as Roque and Laurel also monitored prices of other basic goods such as rice and garlic. Laurel noted that rice stalls and even some groceries are complying with the 45 peso MSRP on rice and that for the next 2 months, the MSRP will remain at 45 pesos per kilo with the DA closely monitoring price movements. However, Laurel also saw that garlic prices reached up to 150 pesos per kilo, and the secretary adds if garlic importers are found to be manipulating prices, he will not hesitate to also put a price cap on garlic. These price checks come on the heels of an SWS survey showing that over 27.2%, around 3 million Filipinos, got hungry in March. This 6-point month-on-month rise in hunger figures is the highest since the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Secretary Laurel says the issue is better addressed as an economic concern, and from an agricultural standpoint, there is no shortage of food in the country. Mai?
Paolo, do we have any updates if rice tariffs will once again be raised back to 35% from its current 15% rate?
Well, we spoke to Secretary Laurel earlier, and he said that they are studying the possibility of gradually increasing the tariff rates. He is set to meet with NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan and President Marcos sometime within the month to discuss how to go about with the proposed increase in rice tariff or tariff rates on imported rice. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Paolo Barcelon, reporting from the DA's office in Quezon City. In sports, the NU Lady Bulldogs get back on track in round 2 of UAAP Women's Volleyball. Season 87, the defending champs escaped a tough FEU Lady Tamaraws in 4 sets Sunday at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Eliza Solomon led the Lady Bulldogs with 30 points. NU remains on top with 9 wins and a single loss after last week's upset care of UP. FEU is at 3rd place at 6-4. And speaking of UP, the Fighting Maroons cruised past the UE Lady Warriors for the 2nd straight win. Joan Monares led the girls from Diliman with 13 points. UP is at 5th place at 5-5, while UE has yet to win a game this season after losing 10 straight. In boxing, a hard-fought victory for Melvin Jerusalem in Japan. The 31-year-old prize fighter from Bukidnon scored a unanimous decision win against Yudai Shigeoka to retain his WBC minimum weight world title. Jerusalem now improves his record to 24 wins and 3 losses with 12 knockouts. The Filipino may next face Puerto Rico's Oscar Collazo in a potential unification match. From one Pinoy pride to another, Alex Ayala revisits her Cinderella run at the Miami Open with pride and gratitude. The 19-year-old athlete says she's proud to have made a statement for the country in one of the biggest stages of tennis. She also hopes the support she has received will continue through the highs and lows. That's as Ayala notes. Her impressive stint has opened both opportunities and new obstacles. She says the real work starts now. Ayala's dream run in Miami ended on Friday. Against 4th seed Jessica Pegula, she became a crowd darling after defeating 3 former Grand Slam champions, including world number 2, Iga Swiatek. In showbiz, Scottish actor Ian Glenn gives us a look at his role in the upcoming biopic Quezon. Ian shared snaps of him as Leonard Wood, a U.S. Army major who served as Governor General of the Philippines. He also praised what he called really wonderful cast and crew. Jericho Rosales plays the lead role of the late President Manuel L. Quezon. The star-studded cast includes Mon Confiado, Benjamin Alves, Romnick Sarmenta, and Karil. The film is expected to be released this year. Sad news in entertainment. Hollywood heartthrob Richard Chamberlain has passed away. He was 90. Reports say he suffered complications from a stroke. Chamberlain played in the miniseries The Thornbirds and the original Shogun. He was also the first actor to play Jason Bourne. He won 3 Golden Globes during his career. We're taking another breather after the break. A look at this weekend's ToyCon in Okada, Manila. Stay with Newsfeed at noon. Pop culture and toy enthusiasts gather in Okada, Manila to once again celebrate their shared passion.
If you are a toy collector, a pop culture fanatic, or just someone who loves geeking out over all things cool, then you have a lot to watch out for from ToyCon Philippines this 2025. Over 10,000 toy fans, collectors, and creators have flocked to Okada, Manila for the much-anticipated summer event of the year. This weekend, ToyCon Summer Prelude 2025 has been packed with meet-and-greet events, toy merchandise, cosplay performances, and fun games. And the best part, the whole ToyCon experience was free of charge. According to 22-year-old Chase Tuazon, attending the event has been a yearly tradition she never misses, especially with her dad, who shares her love for superheroes and collecting Funko Pops.
This year kasi, since free admission dito sa Okada, tinake na namin yung opportunity and super hilig kasi namin mag-collect ng mga laruan, especially Funko Pops.
Chase also shared this year's ToyCon Summer Prelude was an absolute blast with its fun festivities and exciting activities.
Super saya kasi actually dun sa dulo may mga interactive booths, tapos pwede ka maglaro talaga, tuturuan ka nila maglaro ng mga card games, tapos may mga painting sessions pa dun sa dulo. Kaya sobrang saya niya. Tapos ayun, sobrang dami ring mga pwedeng bilhan na stores na lahat ng mga gusto mo, kahit anong fandom man yan, meron dito.
And her most awaited part,
excited din ako makita yung mga performances. Tapos at the same time, gusto ko rin makita yung mga naka-cosplay kasi every year dumadami rin yung mga nagko-cosplay tuwing ToyCon.
For ToyCon Philippines program head Lizette Ilaga, ToyCon is more than just a gathering of toy collectors. It is a vibrant community event that showcases the rich and diverse world of Asian pop culture.
Well, we really wanted to bring in people who want to enjoy pop culture, not just toys, because we also have movies, we have games, we have cosplay, and we really want this to be a community event where people come together and enjoy and celebrate their hobbies, and not just, you can share with others your passion also for your craft, for your toys, and eventually meet new friends and eventually strengthening the toy community.
15-year-old cosplayer Rolian couldn't agree more, sharing that ToyCon was also about the friendships she made along the way.
I'm so happy because every time I'm just walking around, someone saying that, can we take a photo of you? Or can you drop your IG or Facebook like that? And I was so happy around them.
Aside Aside from the CosCon competition showcasing cosplayers, Filipino Lego users, Sentai celebrities, Japanese voice actors, and artist performances were also featured. Their 22nd year kicked off with the event, and their next leg is happening on June 13 to 15 at the SMX Convention Center, Manila.
With all the excitement and nostalgia packed together in this summer event, ToyCon Philippines continues to bring fans, creators, and collectors in one vibrant celebration of pop culture. And with the next big leg happening in June, enthusiasts can expect even more surprises and exclusive experiences in store. Joan Manalo, Billionario News Channel.
And before we go, David Zaldran is back in the game, reprising his role as quiz master very soon here on the Billionario News Channel. David will lead the charge in Billionario Quiz Bee. The weekly show brings together the country's brightest minds as they compete for school pride, big cash prizes, and exclusive gift items. On It's a Beautiful Day, David shares his curiosity about whether the wealth of information online is a double-edged sword.
I have no idea what to expect in the sense that my expectations are high because, again, I didn't grow up with the internet. I didn't have access to all the information. You're on TikTok, you're on Instagram. There's just so much information in there, whether it's garbage or whether it's precious. But this is an information savvy generation, and I want to know if access to information itself is enough to make you intelligent.
Billionario Quiz Bee with David Zaldran premieres in May, only here on the Billionario News Channel. And those in the news this hour, I'm Mai Rodriguez. Keep it here on the Billionario News Channel. Good afternoon.